Too. That would be sweet. Hey, you can see me. All right. So, hi, I'm Travis Nance. You might know me as the Mountains guy. This is my apparently NSA accountant binder that I got out of a collection recently. I'm just going to go on into it, shall I?
Yeah.
All right. So I started collecting mountains, much like Tavis's Script Sprites collection. It was really common at my local game shops, Game HQ, Got Games, DZ Comics, stuff like that, back in Oklahoma City. I would hear people saying, "How do you tell unlimited from revised? How do you tell revised from fourth? How do you tell alpha from beta?" And so this started off just so that I could have a small collection of different sets with me, so that people could identify different kinds, different printings of cards. And it really evolved from there, because once I got all the alpha, beta, unlimited, blah, 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 then I start talking to these guys that have been in this community for a long time, and I start finding out there's a whole lot more than I ever realized was out there. And so you start finding out more, and you need to learn more, and you have to, you become a completionist. So once I got all the weird printings, or most of them, down, I got to the point where I wanted to figure out different kinds of errors, what could go wrong. And my focus is a little bit different from some. I'm not going for global anything. I don't need one of every art. It's not like Daniel's global shades. I don't need one of every art. I just want an example from each set, and I want an example of each kind of thing that can go wrong that I can find. And it's definitely a work in progress, but here it is. So this is starting off with what Isaac likes to call normal boring cards, but you're going to get to see them anyway.
They're not all boring. They're just less interesting than this.
Some of them are cool. Up here is the 97.
That's cool.
These are the oversized mountains from Arena 1997. This kind of acts as my divider between stuff that I can trade off versus stuff that never shall leave my collection until someone murders me.
That's a great divider.
Yeah.
Did you bring the really big one?
No, I didn't bring the really big one. I've got one that's a 17 by 24 that I got from Jack Stanton. It's framed on my wall in my office at home. And hopefully eventually I can get the other crazy big one from Pi, but I don't roll that hard. So really basic stuff here, and aside from glare, we've got alpha and beta. Alpha and beta, you can tell alpha because it's got these nice rounded corners, where the beta corners are a little bit more squared off. Pretty basic. They all say tap to add mana. Unlimited is the first, outside of limited edition alpha and limited edition beta. It became unlimited. Still says tap to add red to your mana pool. This is a trio of Collector's Edition, International Collector's Edition, and a beta artist proof. Now these are the same on the front, and I was able to get the C art. There's the A art. Was it A? B, I think, is the snow art, and then C is this one. This one was introduced in beta. There wasn't a C art in alpha. But here on the back, you can see this one says Collector's Edition. This one says International Edition. And this one's white. This is the beta artist proof. And this served as an artist proof for alpha, beta, and Collector's Edition. And it's square like Collector's Edition. I think it was printed after alpha and beta, if I recall correctly. They're kind of hard to come by. But I'm really glad that I got mine when I did. This one was really cool, and I think Tavis talked about that on stream last night. Arabian Nights was originally going to be its own enclosed set, its own thing, rather than being an expansion to Magic the Gathering. And kind of at the last minute, they decided, no, it's going to be an expansion. And so they went to go pull all the lands, and there was one lonely little mountain at the bottom of a common sheet or something like that.
Yeah, so it's actually, there was a problem. So back then, it took many hours to properly get the, they had to do various file conversions of the images, typesetting, and a bunch of stuff.
This is 94, 95. There's no Photoshop back then.
Well, it actually was Photoshop. That's how the proposals were.
Not what we see
but
today.
Yeah, not
in its current form.
But yeah, basically it took a very long time. It took like days of processing to get all the sheets ready. They would do them in quadrants, and so there was an error At the end, it's been a while since I looked up exactly what happened, so I might be misremembering some of the details. So basically, there was an error in the processing, which caused them to have to redo things, and so they were able to remove the basics from 3 of the quadrants on the sheet, but the quadrant that they were redoing, they just didn't have time / forgot, and so it ended up with 1 mountain left on it, and so that one got printed.
And so this one's famous. This is one of the actually not super commonly printed. They went from not worth much. I think I used to trade them for $5 credit to guys at the game shop when I would pull them out of the free land box back in '97, and now they're what, $110, something like that.
Arabian Nights
Stupid,
mountains?
yeah.
Oh, God.
Even just the regular.
Are they that
They're
high?
like 110. Yeah, they just spiked about 3 weeks ago from 50 to 110. Targeted buyouts, hooray! So then from there we move to revised. Revised is when they and I like to show the differences in framing and layout. And so revised is when they moved to this sideways T tap symbol that was not there for very long. And it was useful because they didn't have to type, layout, tap to add. Cool. This mountain is worth all of, 2 cents? Something like that? No big deal.
That's way too much. No,
That's probably a lot for a revised mountain. However, this is the comparison, and this is, you'll see a lot of people that say, oh, I think I might have some summer at home. That's probably revised.
By the way, do you want one of the Arabian Nights arts? Do you want one of the Arabian Nights arts on summer? 'Cause I have one.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
This one's really nice, so I don't think it'd be any problem trading across.
Yeah.
No. Jeez. Get that. So basically,
It's not a mountain, is it?
and as we had talked about in '94, summer of '94, I want to say it was, what was it, between Legends and the Dark?
I don't know the exact time frame.
I want to say it was like May or June that was Legends, and then like July, August was the Dark, and then like September was, or I'm sorry, July, August was summer, and then September-ish was the Dark.
This is not helping us distinguish
I know.
between Tavis.
We're gonna get
Travis
there.
and Tavis,
We're gonna look, I'm the mountains guy. I just posted in the Misprints group, or no, I posted on my own page, Travis Nance. You can find me on Facebook. A handy photo guide of how to tell a Tavis from a Travis.
Oh, I need to see this.
I've got an R. He does not.
Yeah, the way to tell is whether
He's got hair.
yeah, whether the
I
hair
do
is on the
not.
top or the bottom of the head is where the difference is.
No, we're just like a clever palette swap. So anyway, so the difference between summer and revised is mainly just rarity. Most of summer was destroyed, gotten rid of. I think a couple cases were sent somewhere. But here's a 2-cent mountain versus a several $100 mountain.
Yeah, they were actually. It was more than just a couple cases. That was the original number, but more kept surfacing. Wizards used to give them out to their employees.
Yeah, employees, and I'm sure some amount was like liberated from dumpsters
And then
or
the
something.
remainder was sent here to 5 Points Bakery,
Right.
Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
So that our jaws could all hit the floor.
Yeah, we got to see some here at 5 Points.
Yeah, but no, Wizards like used to send. Oh, I mean, they sometimes still do, but they just took like giant cases of cards and were just like, here, take any of these that you want.
Because it was
for your
garbage
deck,
to them.
and then the
It was
rest was
garbage.
throwing out. And so,
Yeah.
so some employees were just like, oh hey, let me pick out these 20 blue hurricanes,
Yeah.
and I'll keep these.
These are neat. I'll give these to my nephews. And they're like 20 grand a piece now.
Yeah.
So here we've got some cool stuff on the back. And I'll just pull these out because why not? Everybody's got to have their playtest cards and their test prints, or else what are you even doing? I'm a little low on test prints, but got these from Keith and Tavis. Really great. Once you've been nice to enough people, they'll just tag you in the thing that you want, so long as it's not too complex. So you say mountain, boom, tagged. We got a Spectral Chaos Mountain. This is I think Barry Reich was the designer, along with Garfield was the first match played.
That I don't know.
That's what Keith told me anyway. I
That's
think.
probably accurate then. If
Yeah.
he says it, then
Or maybe I'm misquoting, sorry. Anyway, this is really cool. This was an early playtest card, and mine's neat because he drew a really nice abstract mana symbol for me. Spectral Chaos, of course, the one of the early unreleased sets that most of it went on to be Invasion block, but some of it, like Lotus Petal, came from that. This is either Menagerie, which became Mirage, or Ice Age, depending on who believes what, but also another really early playtest card.
Oh yeah, Keith is confirming what you said, and Barry won.
Barry won? Okay, good.
Also, Bibison says that the Korean black border mountains are all misprint. They don't have the correct shading behind the red mana symbol in the text box.
We can check that in a second. I've got one of each language. This is a really cool one. I was really glad Keith gave me this one. This is one of the first times outside of my own feed that this is going to make an appearance. This is the legendary, cool, chaotic land that was maybe going to be in Spectral Chaos, and it just deals 1 damage. It's like an early shock land. Just deals 1 damage to you when it comes in. You can tap for white or red. And this one is, of course, on a mountain. Till here, there we go. Pretty slick. I was really glad Keith was nice enough to let me buy that off of him. This is not horribly useful to this group, but I like to have one of each of the first printing of each language, just so that I can show the difference in what they all look like. You can see some differences in which ones are using the new tap symbol versus what is this Italian that's using the Italian Renaissance that use the is it Renaissance that use the sideways T there.
Only Mountain has 2 arts for Spectral Chaos. Mountain is the only basic land to have 2 arts for Spectral Chaos.
Oh, that's cool. See, more information all the time. The Simplified Chinese Portal has unique art, and it was also one of the first 2 sets that with Simplified Chinese that had color-coded rarity symbols. I don't know which one is Korean here, but we'll look into. Oh yeah, that's it. Look at that. That must be it, because that's just like a really wacky. Yeah, maybe. See if we can actually show that on here.
Are these mine? No, these are yours. Okay.
That's mine. Can we even show that? I'm really bad at it. No, we can't. There's a really weird.
No, wait. What is that? Is that Japanese?
That's a.
Yeah, that's Japanese.
That's Japanese.
You
It's
want
got a
Korean.
weird mana symbol there.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Bottom left, I think.
Bottom left. It looks. What's the deal here again?
The mana symbol has the wrong shading behind it in the text box.
Oh, the mana symbol. Okay, yeah. You can't really see it here on this, but I can verify that it's a thing. Well, my
So,
Japanese one has a
got some-
really weird tap symbol.
Got some mountain trivia for you.
Yeah. There's Jason Gitlin off camera here.
Numerically, how many mountains, like unique individual mountains, like if you wanted to collect one of every mountain that exists?
Well, I'm gonna say bunch, possibly a fuckload.
Okay, we've got a bunch to a fuckload.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
and-
range.
Right. Now, I don't know how accurate this particular site is as far as its numbers. I don't know, like,
Which
how
site?
often he opens it. Apathy House.
Yeah.
Reasonably.
It's probably old, but I don't see it changing a whole lot because they're printed pretty evenly.
Yeah, they're very arcane, the new ones.
Yeah.
They've got like 9 more than the other ones, or just a few more. One of the reasons that I picked Mountain for being able to tell people between sets is that there are more mountains printed than any other card in Magic, and that gave a good opportunity to kind of show more things like from the Arabian Nights.
Arabian Nights, yeah.
Currently, 2,486 unique individual mountains.
That's different sets, different art per set.
Foil, non-foil.
I mean,
I have no interest in doing a global set because I don't hate myself that much, and I like to eat well. I like steak. I don't want to eat ramen every night so that I can have more mountains.
BBC
Down
is
for more
providing you with some more trivia. One of the 3 Japanese black bordered mountains is misprinted in the artist name. I'm not quite sure what is wrong.
No idea.
Offset B and W. I don't know what that means.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ask him. That's the Japanese one, and then all of the black bordered 4th edition Chinese ones.
He said offset B and W.
Yeah.
It probably means black layer registration error.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
You said Japanese.
And then, yeah, and then the other one, and then all of the 4th edition black bordered Chinese mountains have some of the tap symbols are bold and some are normal.
Yeah, this one's really weird. I've got a weird tap symbol here, and I
Who's
just
giving
now
us this
noticed that.
info? Is
Okay,
this
yeah.
Gunner?
So that's
BBC.
yeah,
Oh, of course. This is right up his alley.
yeah, of course. No, like
Yeah, so
nobody else is gonna.
And there are
Yeah.
people that probably know more about a lot of this than me, but this is just kind of my wheelhouse that I've had a lot of fun with. And of course, you got the Russian ninth here. That's the last time that they fudged the black border white border rule before 10th edition
So that's
when
foil?
they're that's just normal.
Oh, Russian. Sorry, you
yeah.
get a foil in this one too.
Yeah, you can. I mean, this is the one. Like these are normally white border because it's 9th edition, but because it was the first printing in Russian, they were like, yeah, we'll do it in black bordered. So, if you want like black bordered new art Tron lands, you can get that in Russian.
By the way, you really should talk to Gunnar about all these things. It would be cool to get all the different variants that are slightly misprinted in like the text.
Oh yeah. That's I've gotten to a point where I'm gonna have to dig even deeper and find all the weird stuff. So if anybody has any more information on these than I do, I don't know everything. I like mountains, but I'm not the expert. So if you've got any cool stuff, feel free to find me on the Misprints group. Find me on the Facebooks. I'm at Bearded Skeptic on Twitter. Shoot me information. If you have cool stuff you want to trade me or sell, I'm into it. But I like trying to be a historian wherever I can. We've got 4 different distinct printings of 4th edition. You've got your regular 4th edition. You've got your alternate 4th that you can tell by the corner of the A there being a little bit dark. And then it also is... it's also UV reactive. These glow where most of your white bordered cards will glow a nice blue under UV light. These will glow like a nice dull crimson, dull red. This one's got a 1996. Can't really see here, but this one's got a 1996 copyright date down here. That's a 2-player starter. And then this one is still in the original sleeve from when Tavis cracked open his Rebels Quick Start deck and sent me one of his. These are a little bit darker on the back than regular cards. You can see maybe a little bit. And then there's a teeny tiny little smudge there to the left of the green dot. And that's how you can identify. There are probably a bunch of these in the world, but nobody's going to... I don't know anyone who's got a good enough eye to pull Rivals Quick Start out of... Yeah, this is Rivals.
Like, if you're looking at the back, it's not too hard to see, but you have to find someone who, like, wants to look through their...
And that's why I left this on there. You can't really tell here, but there's
just
just
like
like
a sleeve, it might be better.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
fine.
This camera doesn't focus very well, but yes, Rivals Quick Start has a small black mark,
teeny tiny little smudge, like right there,
left
little black.
and down of the green mana symbol. Yeah.
And that I don't know anybody like I don't have eyes that good to be able to pull Quick Start. I'll pull Summer out for you, but I'm not gonna have eyes good enough to pull Rivals Quick Start out of a box of bulk lands.
What? Where?
This one was one of my hardest ones to find.
Or on the back?
Oh, never mind. Great. Yes.
As I said earlier, Simplified Chinese was the first one to have the color-coded expansion symbols. This Simplified Chinese mountain, I had a bounty out for like $50. Was trying to get one for I don't even know how long, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, and nobody wanted to take $50 for just a Simplified Chinese mountain. Finally found a couple on MKN and somebody.
I want to trade.
Are you leaving me?
I have to head out.
All right, pause. Here, I'm gonna
Hold on.
Good to meet you, friend.
It's possible that I can't plug it anymore.
Find this.
Isaac, we can just trade. There's this thing
That's,
called the internet. We
Yeah,
have
but it's
access
way
to
better
it.
to do it in person.
Oh my god, but I have to go home.
All
Aaron
right, fine.
Swerdlow
Are you
Freed
gonna be
being
at
a diva enough to interrupt the stream.
Damn
Look at
right.
Are you gonna
I
be
am
also,
the prettiest
wait,
girl at the balls.
Wait for the stream. This is Aaron.
All right, now don't let the door hit you on the other.
I'm already getting home at 1:20, and I have a meeting at 8 in the morning.
Are you gonna be at Gen Con?
Huh? No, I am not, because whoever Ben Matthias is staying with decided to be a huge dick.
This is on
So-
stream, you know this?
Good.
Just making sure.
Also, Ben is watching.
Good. Yeah, no. Ben was being super cool, offered me the space in their room at cost, and his friend decided to raise it by like $150, even though there's a ton of space. And so while I was having and hawing, flights went up, and now I'm not going to Gen Con because I don't want to spend $800. Just
So short answer, no.
Okay. All right. Well, it was nice meeting you, and yeah, hopefully we'll trade online.
we will.
Yeah, cheers, friend.
There's always more things.
Nothing really crazy here.
Can you
This
ask
is
Kevin
more
for
of just
a
stuff
extension
from
cable?
different.
Because he has these.
Oh, Kevin does have more sections?
Possibly.
This is just more stuff from different sets, just to show.
Or
We've
there
got
might actually- I wonder if there's
Arena
one back here.
95 or 96 through 2003 up here. Some other miscellaneous foils and things. Cool stuff like I like to represent here. You'll see these on.
Kevin would know.
You'll see these on eBay occasionally, where people are trying to sell these as Arabian Nights misprints and trying to get like 80 bucks
Can you
for them.
pull one of those towards here?
But they're from anthologies, and you can get a pile of them at about 30 cents a
Are they
piece.
all in use? Can we steal one?
We'll just keep
wait,
going
hold
until
on.
we
We're
get
not
back to
using
the
those.
actually
We're not using
interesting
those cameras.
stuff.
Can you just unplug those?
This one's nice because if you drop an NFC here, people will just hiss at you. This one's kind of cool. I like a little bit of an intense sheet edge. That one's probably not playable as a mountain, but it's got a little piece on there, and I like to have that to represent. And everyone has to have a good test print. I've got a cheap test print. This has got square corners here. This is I forget who it was. Somebody had a big pile of them that they had gotten at Wizards at some point. And this is from when they were testing a different foiling process, I guess. It's notable that there is no curling on this whatsoever. They're
Yeah, well, the old ones
stone
are a lot
flat.
better about that usually. Abe, you're saying there's an Onslaught foil sheet that's missing black? That sounds awesome.
I saw
have
one
not
on
heard of
eBay and got horrifically outbid on
that.
it.
Wait,
If I remember
is that one on
rightly.
eBay? What is this?
It was long ago before I
okay.
actually had any,
Got it.
before I had
Do you
actually
have a
committed
picture?
real money.
you have a picture?
I think I've got it on my work computer.
Yeah,
back
I'd
in
love
the
to
day.
see it if you could send it to me.
I'm not sure if it's the Onslaught one, but I want to say there's a couple of different ones that look kind of
Oh,
similar.
okay.
I'll look and see if
I'll
I
be right
can
back. I'm
find
gonna try to figure out how to make this computer not die.
it. Fair enough. Enjoy. Everybody's got to have a couple of artist proofs. I managed to get one from Ted and did a nice little altar for me. Artist proofs, they get somewhere between 20 and 50 for many sets, but not all sets. And it's really just nice to have them. I wanted to have one signed Johnny Van card. There's a cool story behind this guy. Brian Durfee. These were my original favorite mountains, and these really got me endeared to mountains as a card. Brian Durfee's now a pretty successful author. I think he did this and maybe 2 or 3 other cards around the Portal era. And I found a card that I thought was signed by him and sent him a message on Facebook and said, "Hey, is this your signature?" He said, "Nah, it's not." And I got really sad because I thought it was going to be something cool. This is back when I first got back into Magic around 2014 after starting in 97 and leaving somewhere around Onslaught. He sent me back a message and said, "Send me a pile of them. I'll sign them for you. I'm just really glad you enjoyed my work." And so now we're like Facebook friends and talk every once in a while. It's pretty cool.
Who's this?
The Brian Durfee that did these mountains for me. Really cool guy. He's got he published a really cool book last year. Its title's eluding me, but it's pretty good. It's a kind of a samurai-ish drama thing. I get this from this pretty neat dude that's I think he's around here somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Mount Island at the bottom. This is kind of neat because I've got 2 really neat back errors on beta. You don't see a lot of beta errors. You can see coloration on the. I'm just pull these.
When you have a moment, probably wants to show something off.
Oh, we're gonna pause for pie.
Someone.
We're gonna take a pie break.
Someone asked earlier how many Evolving Wilds Pi has. With blotches. Are these sorted by severity? Because I see that this
Not
one
yet.
has more severe blotches than this one.
So a couple.
So
We got a couple.
this is impressive. I will admit that this is very impressive. Also, Shiloh has another 4, I think.
Okay.
So you should talk to him.
I might have. Where am I? I might have a couple more that are currently in that. I might have picked up some this weekend.
So this stack has 61. So that is enough to build the deck if you don't care about the 4 restriction.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can the deck do anything?
You can search for basic lands.
You can search for basic
So if
lands
you
that
want
do
to
not
put
exist.
some planes in there too, you can find them.
30 of those. 30. Yeah, why not? So anyway, beta cards. Don't find a lot of errors on beta cards these days. So when you find one, you better snap it up. This is really cool, and we compared this to Peter's Arabian Nights mountain that is kind of similar. This guy, just the black channel, is really. I don't think it's double struck. It's really heavy. So someone didn't clean the blanket roller right or something like that, and so it's just really nice and dark when you compare it to this guy. But this guy has a neat little ripple effect here, and Isaac was nice enough to send that to me after it appeared, and two of my favorite pieces there, just because they're beta. They're actually in really fantastic shape. I think the dark black one I got from, or the dark one I got from Kevin as well, but a couple little beta errors there. You've got to have your like gnarly twisted miscut that won't even fit in a perfect fit. I played this in one Legacy tournament in Oklahoma City, but it was sticking out the top. Thankfully, nobody cared. They were just really glad to see it. A couple of these. Oh, this one's really neat. You'll see these every once in a while. I had to kind of chase this one down. Sometimes it's a bug, sometimes it's a pebble, but this is a one of the cool new, what is it, the buy box? No, this is Standard Showdown packs. And you can kind of see it in the reflection there. This has got a thing in it. It's got a little bubble that you can see on the front and the back. Let's see if I can get it to reflect there to show it.
What cards? What is that?
And so you've got something stuck between the layers of this card. And it's really nice to find one of those in what you're collecting, because it's a really good example of things that can go wrong. This one you may not be able to see very well.
I was not aware you were this great.
You need a good example of a registration error.
Wow.
Part of this looks blurry because of the camera, but part of it looks blurry because that black layer is really way too far to the right, so it just is kind of hard to look at, even if you're looking at it really up close. Got a couple of other cool things like another alt fourth. You got a dark black. These were pretty common. The dark black Hour of Devastation promos. We got a nice little border extension. I think I got that from Kevin as well. And again, I like to try to get one example of each thing that can go wrong. I don't try to be too picky. I just like to show the different ways that the printing process can go kind of nuts. This one I picked up from Isaac yesterday. It's got just a nice little smudge. Just smudged title there. What is this guy? Oh, yeah. This is like a new acquisition for the MisprintCon weekend as well. Daniel gave me this Squirrel High Five voucher on a mountain. This one's also from the UK Office Edition, which is apparently number 5 of 10. And we've got other cool little stuff, like you've got to have a good example of a miscut on the newer card frame, M15 and after, so you've got a little bit of the text from below up top. You got to have a little bit of sheet edge. There's sheet edge on the bottom there, not a lot, but enough to know that it's there. These are new pickups. Got these from Brian. These are pretty slick. This one is missing a little glue, and the back layer is just, so you've got the core adhered properly to the first layer, the front layer, and the back layer is just flimsy. So that's pretty neat. And then this guy's very similar, but it's missing just a stripe down the middle, and I'll see if I can get it to do it where you can see it. There's just a little channel. You can see through this card like a kaleidoscope. That's really fun. So to me, those are two different distinct errors because they're vastly different. This is a gift from another cool member. I think it was Garrett that sent it to me. It was really cool. What is that? I don't remember what that is. You've got to have a good crimp. Mine's a nice full art with the crimp up top. They're hard to show here, but I'm going to try. Just a nice solid little crimp. There we go. Nice little crimp up top. A couple of guys have been trying to get that from me for a while, but not until I have a better one. We're getting back to the cool stuff here. I'm going to break to the stuff that's in my deck here in a second. We've got to have square corners. It's a good example of 2 square corners on the right. We've got, this guy is orange. It's fully orange. So a little bit too much yellow there, and it just gives it a really cool pumpkin look. I'm going to break for just a second and get into the stuff. I have a legacy burn deck that I keep competitive. It's about a third misprinted, mostly on the strength of mountains, as you might guess. So if you have any other stuff for a really competitive legacy burn list, let me know. I'll probably try to trade it from you, maybe buy it from you. but I like to have good examples of stuff. So in here I have too much cyan, too much magenta, too much yellow, too much black. We got an example of each of the color channels being way oversaturated. So way too much blue here. Even have some lines there. This guy's got a nice red bleed in a stripe that you can even see here on this camera. This is a nice white border, way too yellow. Is that Italian? Yeah. And then this guy is one of those standard Showdown pack pieces again, but you might be able to see here, we've got some black stripes across here too, and it's just too dark through here. So I like to have the whole CMYK spectrum covered there. And we've got cool stuff that will come down again. I was really glad to find, there's not a whole lot of these running around. This is an Alpha Cut revised. I was hoping to find an Alpha Cut 4th, but apparently there's not, I don't know of any lands that are running around. They may well exist.
I have not gotten a hold of any yet.
Yeah, they may well exist, but I don't know of anybody that has any. So
yeah,
they're kind of unicorns.
I have not seen any. I don't know if they theoretically exist.
I still have them on my want list, so that if anybody's like, oh yeah, I got that, then yeah, maybe. But a small number of the Alpha Cut revised ones are known, so I managed to pick up one of those, which I was really happy about.
Do you have all three Alpha Cut sets? Or
just one total.
well, you have the Alpha Cut Alpha, right?
Yes, I have Alpha Cut Alpha, and then there's a small number and Ice Age small number 4th, right?
Yeah, I don't know if Ice Age had basic lands.
I don't think Ice Age had basic lands, and it's unknown whether 4th had basic lands, but maybe one of you guys can correct me. This one's also really new. You got to have a color bar. So this guy's got a really nice color bar, and Kevin was nice enough to give me the one that's normal card shaped, so I can actually play it without it being marked. That's really sweet. Another little sheet edge, another little NFC here. I think I got that one from Lyle. Just a regular old boring miscut showing the top of a swamp. Really nice albino splotch there. There is no color on part of this, and that just makes me really happy. I'm still looking to try to get an albino, like a full albino card mountain, but that may be a little more bankroll than I can run. You gotta have a mountain miscut. That way this one's fully legal to play. I don't know of anybody who would argue with that since it's normal shaped.
I do know of people who would not let you play that, but those people are
Those
awful
people are dicks.
Yeah, I don't like
because
those
it's
people.
clearly a mountain, and it is mountain shaped.
Okay, no, Alpha Cut basic for Ice Age.
Okay, okay. Thank you. You've got to have your. I'll pull this out of the sleeve so it looks a little bit better. You got to have your silver borders here.
Avivius and the 4th sheet did not have basics.
Okay.
So I don't think it'll unless the basic sheet was also Alpha Cut. I don't think there will be any.
Yeah, and I wouldn't think so. I mean, anything's possible, but yeah, I didn't think I would ever find them. Here's a nice little silver borders for you. Those are really fun. Thank you guys that are correcting me and giving us more information, because that's really what this weekend is about. This is a new one for this weekend. This is, I believe, a new kind of error. I got this one from Kevin here. If you want to put your face on the cam, you're welcome to join. Since Kevin was one of the first guys that actually got me kickstarted into my Mountains collection, I was lucky enough to have some dragon fodders and some other stuff that you wanted for your goblin deck.
Yep.
And Kevin sorted me out with a bunch of cool stuff. Some of it misprinted, some of it just like stuff that was on my list. And that really got me jump started. And once I had something to show, I got to show it off at my local game shop, and people started bringing me stuff.
Yeah.
And so if you have a good story, if you have a good goal, share it with people, and help other people out when you've got a chance to do it. And then I think you'll find karma will be pretty good to you.
It really is. I was really excited to see somebody with a clear idea, and a narrow set, so it wasn't like you were in there like every single mountain. You were like, you wanted a good example of a misprint, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I was really happy. Thank you for helping me out here. And this one, Kevin managed to grab this one and got it off him here. This is, I think, must have something to do with the new coating that they started doing recently.
I don't know about that,
or maybe I don't know.
The printing.
It's just really weird because it's light all the way over, but it's got too much black everywhere else. So the borders are light, the printing, the text is light, and then there's just a bunch of black smudged all over. It's really beautiful. and this one really shines in person too. And we're coming towards the end. I've got a finale that we'll walk through. This is a cool one. I forget who it was that had these. Some guy that wasn't even in the group really like came in and had a pile
Is
of
this
them.
the
Maybe.
registration error?
Yeah.
I don't think I saw these when they first came up. I've seen them since.
These are really cool. This guy had a pile of them that he got out of a collection, and I think he joined the group for just a minute and got rid of a bunch and then left. And it's offset on the front. It's offset on the back in slightly different levels. It's double struck, and I think it's smudged in a couple of spots. So there's just a lot of wrong going on here, which makes me happy. It's a real crowd pleaser whenever you're playing it live. And again, these that are in the sleeves here are my the ones that I play in my deck. This is another registration error that was a little bit better. This is one of those minor unstable miscuts. If somebody got one that's really gnarly, I could upgrade to it, but this is a good example because you see a little piece of a swamp there on the left. And that is important because I want to show this one's got the right color saturation. And we've seen a few dark ones and a few light ones, but I got this one from Kevin yesterday as well. And this one's just beautiful because it's textured weird and it's dang near brown.
Oh, is the texture different too on that one?
Not physically, but it looks weirdly textured. Like it's got kind of a ripple effect almost. And then on the back as well, this looks like one of those weird Arabian Nights test prints or something. Like it's really, really light and wacky. So I'm really happy to get my hands on that one. Thanks again to Kevin for that. Yeah, brown. It looks brown. Which normally would be an awful thing, except the more messed up it is, the more we like it here. Just a couple more. The classic tape mark mountain. But this one serves a couple of purposes because not only is it the classic tape mark mountain that's really fun, and it's a nice John Avon beautiful art, it's a good complement to this one to be able to show off the nice lack of blue and extra red on this card. I think I got that one from Kevin as well. Again, make friends and let them know what you like and keep sending them good stuff.
That one is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's beautiful to be able to show if you see them on their own, this one looks totally normal until you also drop this one and you get some double takes. I'm really glad to have those. So we'll stampede towards the finale here. This is a nice little triptych that I like to call Wizards of the Coast Quality Assurance Department, because we've got one that's super light and even has like a silver expansion symbol, uncommon land, clearly. Well, that one looks pretty good. Then we got one that's super dark. Wait a minute, let's look at this one that looks pretty good. Nope, it's screwed up too. Good job, guys. Everyone's fired. And then finally, these guys look like normal, just regular old mountains, right? Just regular mountains, nothing up my sleeve, Isaac. Normal ass mountains. Sorry, language. Hope your children don't learn the word ass from me. I think I got this one from Ben Matthews. This guy's got a nice little piece of a very small sliver of a card on the bottom there. Nice revised, definitely legit. This guy's pretty cool. Upside down. And if you agree with Pi, then it's an upside down front, not an upside down back. But I think I could probably argue about that for a while. This one's really fun. I was very lucky in that someone who knew someone was able to put me in connection with the right people at exactly the right time. Yeah, and this is the one that I've had people get up and leave the game shop because they're so cheesed off. Because this is the one that normal mountain, but there you go. A little Harry Potter action on the back. This was the Goblin Mob deck out of Onslaught, if I recall correctly. Was being the supplementary product like pre-constructed decks and things like that are usually farmed out to smaller print shops than the main Cartamundi place. They were printing the Harry Potter game, apparently, if I remember rightly.
It was a dual deck.
Yeah, it was-
It was like some red.
Yeah, it was pre-con.
black.
It was Goblin Mob from Onslaught.
But I think they exist in black too. Like the
Yeah,
black
there's
cards.
there's black and red. I think are the
Or
only.
is that from the same deck?
That's the same deck. It
Oh,
was
okay.
it was from Onslaught. I want to say it was black and red. And so you find goblins. You find there's a couple of mountains out there, but not many of these escaped. And I think they've all gone into a they were. I think the whole collection was sold from one black hole collection to another black hole collection very quietly.
They're not impossible to get. He's been letting them go.
Very slowly. He'll find you.
You just gotta throw out the correct bat signals. And
Yeah, you go through the right channels, get referred to the right people, and you can get one too. It'll cost, but you can get one.
Oh, geez, the Harry Potter red deck apparently was picked up in a garage sale.
It's a pretty good get.
Right.
Yeah. So that concludes our little mountain presentation. Thank you guys for listening to me. I really appreciate being a part of this, and Kevin for having us out. Jason and Brian for helping us set up the stream setup. Isaac and Pi for doing some good commentary for us, and everybody else that's here.
Whoa,
This has been a
let's
really
not say
good
things we can't take back. No one ever said it was good.
Oh yeah, no, don't.
It's most
no.
certainly not.
Please,
good
please don't, please don't,
commentary.
please don't misrepresent my commentary as good because I might get in trouble for that.
By good, I mean enjoyable for me, which I feel like kind of janky commentary on a MisprintCon is appropriate. So totally works for me. Thank you guys so much for having me as a part of it. Hope you enjoyed mountains. If you have any cool mountains that you need to send my way, get me on Facebook, Travis Nance. You can get me on Twitter as Bearded Skeptic. If you're local to Oklahoma City or nearby, hit me up as you're coming through, and we'll play a game, and I'll do this whole rigmarole again. Thanks, guys.